So welcome everybody. So I thought we'd start slightly differently this month because we're right on a new moon today. Sometimes we're around a new moon, but today is new moon in Taurus. And we did some of this today in my class. We talked a little bit about what that means. So new moons are such a great time to kind of reflect on the past month, patterns that are still stuck in the psyche, and specifically fear-based patterns, because that's where all our ego comes from, isn't it? Fear. And so it's a really good opportunity to release, to make aware of the fear-based patterns within you and to allow them to surface, and then just to release them and to claim a new version of yourself that knows what you're worth. So your true self knows what it's worth. So I thought we would start with the usual little movements, some breath work, and then I'm going to actually take you into a guided meditation around a fire. So we clear ourselves out in that process first, and then we'll link into Tonglen. Okay, so just a little bit different. So visualization is incredibly powerful, or imagination. So some people say, "Well, I'm not very good at visualizing, or I can't see colors." And it's no, but you know what a color looks like, so you can imagine it. So we're creator beings, so we're using that gift that we have to heal ourselves, and then we'll work with the Tonglen as well. So let's just start with our eyes closed. Let's take a deep breath in. And a sigh out. And again. And once more. Let's take a gentle twist to the right. Just letting the breath do the work. Using that exhale to really just surrender any physical tension that you're feeling. Lovely, and let's go the other way. Lovely, and release. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders and do some circles. Nice deep breath in. Lovely, let's change directions. Release head one way and then the other. Check the jaws relaxed. Lovely, and then just a lift up And I drop down. Good spine, nice and straight. Let's bring your attention to the natural breath. And as we focus on the natural breath, I want you to allow your awareness to drop down into the heart space, to the seat of the individual self, which is just an aspect of consciousness. So we're part of the greater whole. We're all interconnected through this light. And as you continue to focus on the breath and the sensation of the breath, the sound of the breath, how the breath articulates the body, notice that you are observing that experience from the witnessing of the individual self at the heart space. So we know that we have a body, and our suffering comes from thinking that we are the body, and rather than recognizing that we are also spirit. So just feeling that connection to your spirit, your light, whatever you choose to call it. I like particle of infinity. Notice just the witnessing presence of the experience of being in the earth suit, the human body. And as you just continue with this really simple breath awareness practice, I'm just going to bring in a reading from the Vijnana Tantra, the Radiant Sutra version. It's on page 142. So it's Yukti verse 107. We all tremble. We all know fear. Turn to the one life pervading the universe, whose name dispels fear. Find that name resonating in your heart. Luminosity permeates the universe, and the secret sound that hums everything into existence resounds everywhere. Listen to the inner sound continually and become lovers with the secret one. So again, staying at the heart space, staying in the witness center. Let's start to use a count. So work towards pranayama. So let's breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for 4. And keep going. So just really simple Sukha Pranayama. Sometimes the simplest practices are the most effective. Let's increase the count to 5. Increase the count to 6. Keep the 6 going. I want you to start to observe the pause at the top. Exhale for 8. Good. Now add in a count on the pause. So we're inhaling for 6, holding the breath in for either 2 or 4. Exhaling for 8 or more. So bringing about a shift now into alpha state. Good. Now as you just continue to work with that breath, I'm going to guide you into the first part of the practice. So start to imagine, visualize that we're all sitting around a really beautiful fire pit. And we've come together in community to work with the power of the new moon. And as we open the circle, we call upon the energies of the 4 directions: south, and the wisdom of the winds of the south; west, and the wisdom of the winds of the west; north, and the wisdom of the winds of the north; and east, and the wisdom of the winds of the east. And then imagine yourself in the center of this compass, and you are the white point, which is the Buddha nature. And we're just going to call these energies into the physical body with a Tibetan mantra, which is the mantra of the elements. So just join in when you're ready. So it's quite a simple mantra that repeats. Ayang rang mang kan drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kan drum do. Ayang rang mang kan drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kan drum do. Ayang rang mang kan drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kan drum do. Ayang rang mang kan drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kan drum do. Ayang rang mang kan drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kan drum do. Ayang rang mang kan drum do. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in for as long as is comfortable. Imagine yourself standing around this beautiful fire. We've created this opening sacred circle, and we've called in the elements of which we are made of. Imagine them swirling around in all those beautiful colours. White, red, blue, yellow, green, the colours of the elements. And then I want you to start to breathe in a very specific pattern, and this will help with the visualization. So I'm going to breathe in through the nose, and then very gently breathe out through the mouth, so through a tiny little circle. I want you to imagine that you're standing around this beautiful fire in sacred ceremony, and you're holding in your hand a tiny stick. And as you breathe out, you're just going to blow into the stick the things that you wish to release, the patterns of fear that are wrapped up in emotions like jealousy, inadequacy, judgment, anger, all of these really strong emotions that create reactive patterns, all based in fear, all based in ego, in the delusion that we are just the physical body and nothing more. And when we start to come home to our true self, we recognize the duality of our life, physical life and our spiritual life. So just keep blowing. So this is new moon energy, time to release those patterns. Maybe the fear of being alone, the fear of change, See the fire, see everybody standing around and faces illuminated by the flames, lovely golden shadows playing across everyone's faces as we work together in support, but also individually, releasing our own patterns of fear. Let's do 3 more breaths. Really feel yourself physically releasing. Feel the energy shifting out of the energetic field, the Dwarishanta. Good. Now when you're ready, I want you to step forwards towards the fire pit. Look into the flames. And when you're ready, place your stick and all your fears that you've blown into it on an energetic level into the fire. And as you watch it burn, we're going to chant the mantra again. Just watch it burn. Ayang rang mang kang drum no. 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 And now imagine that you've got some dried herbs in your hand. Any herb is fine. Could be sage, could be rosemary, it could be lavender, could be a combination. You've got a beautiful bouquet almost of dried herbs that represent our wish for Mother Earth and for the collective. So now, with the same breath, holding your dried posy, I want you to blow your wishes for a new earth into the structure of the herbs. So you're blowing this into the wish for the earth to be healed, Gaia, the Great Mother. Wishes for peace, for unconditional love, equality, equanimity, joy, happiness. I'm wishing that for all the inhabitants of planet Earth. Just blow your wishes into the herb. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, place your the energy of your wishes into the fire so they can be liberated and set free to do their work. And again, watching it burn and be transformed by the beautiful energy of fire, which is both destructive and transformational. And once more, honoring the energies that we're made of. Ayang rang mang kang drum do, 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 ayang rang mang kang drum do. Ayang rang mang kang drum do, ayang rang mang kang drum do, ayang rang mang kang drum do, ayang rang mang kang drum do. And be aware of these wishes, these really positive wishes, our hope for a new world. Feel it rising, swirling all around you, all around everybody. So all of our wishes combine to create a greater whole. To live on a planet that is vibrating on a level of harmony. And wholeness. Lovely. Now we're going to keep the fire space open in our mind, and the sacred circle is still open. And we're going to move into the practice of Tonglen now. So that space at the heart, that indestructible particle of infinity, the diamond within you, is the place where we transmute energy. So as you inhale, start to visualize the inhale is a dark smoke. And when it hits the diamond, it gets instantly transformed into light. And as you exhale, you send out the light. So I've often said this, it's rather like putting more coal on a fire. It generates more heat. So whenever we're drawing in this representation of suffering, it doesn't attach to us at all. It's just used like a fuel to open our heart even more. So feel that grey energy pouring in. Exhaling the light. And this light is the light of wisdom. It's the light of pure, unconditional love. It's the light that is free of ego, which is the ego clinging comes from being in a earth suit, the physical form. And it's just part of our experience on earth, but we can regularly clear it out. And when we clear it out, it allows us to ascend our understanding to a higher vibrational field, which is more expansive. So feel the heart space starting to expand more. Remember, this heart space is like a lighthouse. And initially, it is for you. The work has to be done for you first, so you can give from a full cup. So you're the lighthouse, and you've got this amazing light inside of you, and you're using it to draw you home to your true self. And then eventually, as we work on healing ourselves, we have more energy to help others, and we continue our own practice all the time, but we're more available to give space for others when we do our own inner work. And in doing that, we raise vibrational frequency of the planet. So feel that sense of the light that you are shining outwards now. really starting to shine. So it's kind of illuminating the body to the point where the body almost dissolves into the light itself. And just really be aware of the version of you that knows your worth. The version of you that is free of all fear, that is just this amazing, beautiful light that is here on earth at this time with a purpose, whatever that purpose is. Maybe you're here to help the animal kingdom. Maybe you're here to work specifically with one or two people. Maybe you're here, to be the best carpenter in the world, or to generate new ideas. Or maybe you're here to teach yoga. Whatever you're here for, we all have purpose. And that purpose directs us to our true self. So now we're going to work directly with our own suffering. So remember, suffering is on many levels and they're all interconnected. So physical, emotional, and mental, and also spiritual. So as you inhale, imagine you're pulling in all your suffering from your energy body, from the physical body, just feeling it accumulate into the heart space, where it just creates this beautiful like chain reaction of energy, and it expands as you exhale, and expands and pushes out this beautiful light. It's like a clearing coming from the heart space, this massive expanse of energy, clearing denser energy within the bioplasmic body, which we call the sacred body or the Dwadishanta. Some people call it the auric field or the auric egg. So really notice the subtle sensations of the physical vehicle, the subtle sensations of the emotional self, the subtle sensations of the mental self, any resistances that you might have to the practice. Just noticing it from the place within the heart. Feel how this practice, this observation that we do within Tonglen is empowering you. It's expanding the heart space and making you much more open, receptive. So let's start to work now with a loved one. So remember, this is an easier practice. So it's somebody that you find really easy to be with. Could be an animal, could be a tree. They're lovely to be with. It could be a family member, friend, work colleague, anybody, anything, any existent being you find it easy to be with. And when you've connected in the heart to somebody or some being that you wish to work with, so it could also be somebody who's passed. You can also work with a loved one who's passed, so they're still with us, but they're not in physical form. And start to see them. Be aware of how they hold their suffering in the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body. Notice how it shows on their face, in their eyes, their expression, their general energy. And when you're ready, take a seat with them, hold their hand, Look into their eyes and feel this cloud of smoke, their suffering, just pouring out of them and starting to sit between you and them. And once it's all out, we're going to breathe it in to our heart space, use it to expand. So as we recognize other people's suffering, it expands our heart space, because what we're doing is we're generating compassion. And then we exhale the light, the love that is unconditional, and the wish for them to be free from suffering. And just keep going, breathing in, expanding the heart, sending out that beautiful white light. And that sense, really feel the awareness of that particle of infinity that is transmuting this energy, and that it's also observing the process, and that in that observation there is a subtle change in the physical body, in your emotional body, and in your mental, spiritual body. Even though we're working for somebody else, this process starts to fine-tune us. So be aware of that constant flow, the constant flow, a deeper understanding, a less judgment. We all tremble. We all know fear. Just clearing it, transmuting it, staying with it, knowing that the heart space is indestructible and will always exist. Let's have 3 more breaths for this loved one. Lovely. Now just take a moment to see them again. Notice the change in this genuine wish for you for them to be free of suffering, the change in their physical, emotional, mental, spiritual demeanor. And then we're going to shift. We're going to work with somebody that you find it difficult to be with. And again, that can be a loved one. You might be going through difficulties at the moment in relationship. This is a really powerful practice for those moments in your life. Maybe it's a relationship with a friend or a colleague. Maybe it's a past relationship that you haven't healed from yet because you're holding on to the story. And that's not to say that the story isn't a valid thing that happened, and that some sort of change has to happen in an individual, and that they have to take the consequences of their actions. But you can transform that as well. So bring to mind somebody who you find it challenging to be with. Make sure that you can see them and you can see their expression. So how you find this individual challenging to be with? You know, how do they trigger you? What is it that they're triggering inside of you? And just notice it. Just notice it. And notice also that this behavior is just an expression of suffering. So all outward behavior that we would deem to be negative is a form of suffering, a form of ignorance. And ignorance comes from attachments and aversions. The things we don't like, the things we do like, and then the whole cycle begins again. So see that within that person, and when you're ready, be aware of that energy pouring out, creating a cloud of smoke. We're going to bring it into the heart space and use it to expand the heart with compassionate wisdom and send out a genuine wish for them to be well, to find their own path towards healing. And that might mean that you walk away, and that's okay too, if that's your choice. You know, maybe you're not the person for them on their journey. Maybe you walk away from the story. Maybe that person's not in your life, but the story still is. You know, just work with it in the way that works with you. Inhaling the darkness, exhaling the light, just bringing more light into the world and using the true self, so your individual spark of consciousness, divinity, to transmute the denser energies that hold us in ignorance and suffering. Good, let's do 3 more breaths. Stay really focused. Lovely. Now just take a moment to observe this person from a distance now. Notice there's subtle changes. Notice how that understanding of their behavior and how you respond to it has created a subtle change in you, because you're observing from a different place, a more, a wiser place, a deeper place of understanding. And then let's move to a familiar stranger. So remember, this is somebody who you maybe know their dog, but not them. So you know the dog's name, but you don't know them other than their face, and that you might chat to them occasionally, but you don't actually know anything about them. Or maybe it's somebody who serves you in a local shop, somebody who walks past your house, somebody who sits at the bus stop, somebody who sits near you on a train if you commute. Just somebody who is familiar, but they are a stranger. And just notice that you can see suffering on people's bodies, even if you don't know them. And particularly look at their eyes and their expression of their brow, maybe the lines on their mouth, you know, the lines around their eyes. Just noticing how suffering shows on the physical vehicle. And when you're ready, allow that smoke to pour out of them, breathe it in. Use it to expand the energy frequency of compassion at the heart space. Exhale and send that light out with that genuine wish for that familiar stranger to be free from suffering. We all tremble. We all know fear. Lovely. 3 more breaths. Lovely. Now let's expand our awareness out to each other. We're in this huge circle. We're all expanded now in our energy field, and our energy fields are so expanded, filled with compassion as we've transformed suffering in all its forms, that it's so huge that we can touch each other's energy field, like big circles of light just sitting in a wreath type shape all together. And just be aware that we all suffer. We all tremble, we all know fear. And that comes from our illusion that we think that we are just physical. And we only exist in this fleshy form, and we don't. And our suffering lessens when we connect much more deeply to the inner landscape. So when you're ready, be aware of the collective suffering within the group. And when you're ready, breathing in a grey light, smoky energy. Feel how big the heart space is now, way beyond the physical field. Exhaling more light into the field. So when we work like this collectively, it has a really profound effect on society. So just by meeting here each last Sunday of the month, we're creating change in the world. Good, now let's expand our light out. Let's encompass our neighbours. So I'm in a terrace house, neighbours either side. Expand it out, encompass them in your field. Expand it out again, out again. Just keep going out, out, out in all directions, until you encompass your entire village, town, city, maybe a hamlet if you're lucky. Encompass the county, the country, and just keep expanding that imagination out until it wraps around the entire planet, encompassing everything, all people, all faiths, all animals. So the furred, the winged, the finned. The creepy crawly kingdom. Let it encompass the land, the trees, the diversity of the species on planet Earth, the sea, everything that lives in the sea, from the microscopic to the gigantic whales. Everything. Let your imagination, your awareness encompass everything, and know yourself to be part of everything. So the choices that we make and the actions that we take impact us and everything else. And it's time to wake up. So start to breathe in the suffering of the planet collectively, the collective suffering. Feel how the heart space is just still expanding. It's beyond the earth now. This huge ball of light that we've created, encompassing the whole planet, everything on it, moving out into the atmosphere, Just let it keep expanding. And just using the breath to transmute the denser energy field of the collective that is born of ignorance. Let's just have 3 more breaths. Lovely. Now pull your awareness from that really expanded sense of self to the individual self at the heart space. Pull it back in, into the heart space deep within you. Just let the hands gently touch that area. Be aware of that being that you are. Know your worth. Know your part in the larger play of the cosmos. However small that might be, is perfect just as it is. And turn to the one life pervading the universe, whose name dispels fear. Find that name resonating in the heart, in your heart. Luminosity permeates the universe, and the secret sound that hums everything into existence resonates everywhere. Listen to the inner sound continually and become lovers with the secret one. So the secret one within you is part of consciousness and the physical realm that we live in, the physical vehicle that we live in, planet Earth, is part of consciousness. It just feels like it's separate, but it really isn't. And the more you practice in this way, the more you recognize and start to feel that we're not separate. So just holding that heart space with unconditional love for yourself. And we'll start to close the circle visually. We're back in the fire circle. We're standing there together. It's lovely and warm. We're just going to give thanks again to the elements. Just a few repeats of the mantra. Ayang rang mang kang drum do. 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 So we give thanks to the directional energies of the compass points. We're aware of our center point within that compass, which is really a mandala, which is what mandalas represent, our body, vehicle, and our consciousness within. So we are the white center. And then we give thanks to the wind of the south and its wisdom, to the winds of the west and their wisdom, to the winds of the north and their wisdom, and to the winds of the east and their wisdom. We give thanks to Mother Earth and Father Sky, and to all beings of light that are present, following our journey at all times. Thank you for your presence, your protection, your presence, and your wisdom. Bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through the midline and just take a moment to sense the presence within you at the heart space. And namaste.